This is different. This is different. I think dice influence is different. It's not fantasy, right? It may be impossible, but it's not fantasy. And I want to make sure I make that point as clearly as I can. It's not something you can believe in or not believe in. It's something whether you believe is possible to do or not possible to do. Let's talk about DI a little bit. I was talking to a friend of mine over email, and he was like, you got to stop talking about DI. Like the daily dose DI thing you're doing is crazy. Quit practicing. It's not going to happen, right? And I've seen other people do this. Right? All the clapbacks that you see on responses to posts that when I talk about this stuff, people say, hey, you're wasting your time. Here's the thing, and I wrote this up here today as, to give me something to believe in. Is the name of the segment today. And the reason why I want to frame it in this context of something to quote unquote believe in. Believing in something, whether it's God, right, or whatever, is it makes you think fantasy, right? Like to believe in something, outer space creatures or aliens or whatever, right? Or whatever you want to say in that respect. Believing in something means that if there's a fantasy behind it. This is different. This is different. I think dice influence is different. It's not fantasy, right? It may be impossible, but it's not fantasy. And I want to make sure I make that point as clearly as I can. It's not something you can believe in or not believe in. It's something whether you believe is possible to do or not possible to do. And if you've watched people throw, and I'll use Jeff as an example because Jeff has said this on his show, and we all try this, right? The back wall is the reason why people say it's not possible, right? I think most sane thinking people would say it is possible to set the dice in a way, grip the dice in a way, throw them the exact same way, have them land in the exact same spot the same way. We can probably as humans accomplish that, right? I think as humans, we're amazing people, we can do things, and I think a person could make all that happen. When they hit the back walls, it all goes asunder, and that's where everybody says, well, it's impossible. I don't believe it's possible. I don't believe in it. If you don't hit the back wall, and I mean you don't hit the diamonds, you can hit the back wall and not hit the diamonds, or you can hit the back wall and the bottom diamond, or you can hit the back wall so lightly that the diamonds have almost no impact on your throw. If you can accomplish that, you can take the back wall out of the mix to some degree. And I think that's where the controlled shooters are really focusing their time. Is not, and obviously everything else is important, but to say that it's something you don't quote unquote believe in, I think is a problem. And I think you get into this worldview, right? And I think this speaks to other issues, but the worldview of this is it's gonna happen no matter what. Like you can't control what's happening in the world. So craps is such a random, it might as well be bubble craps, right? You're to that degree of everybody sucks at throwing, right? Everybody's going to throw completely. Everybody's a Randy, to use Waylon's term. If you're going to be in that mindset, then you're resigned to the fact that nothing freaking matters, and you just throw your bets out there and say a Hail Mary and you hope for the best every single throw. That's this side of it. The other side of it is I'm so good at this. I'm going to create variance because I'm so good at this, right? And there's this weird kind of like, you're dumb because you don't believe it's possible. You're dumb because you think you can control the forces of nature, which you can't, right? I think the answer is here in the middle somewhere. I think the answer, like a lot of things in the world today, is in the middle somewhere, right? The truth is, you're not going to be able to control the dice and throw 30 every single time, right? Or never throw a 7. That would be the panacea, right? You never throw a 7. You're also not going to live as a controlled shooter in the exact bell curve and the exact 6 sevens per 36 rolls world. Controlled shooters definitely live in different levels of that bell curve. And I think that's a reality too. They aren't creating variance to the point where they're going to be millionaires, but they're creating enough variance to be able to bet differently in small cycles. And I think we got to open our eyes to that. And I think the reason why I'm pursuing this topic every day, the reason why I throw it every night, the reason why I'm logging every damn roll that we do is because I want to show what it looks like to create a tiny variance. What is a tiny, and a tiny variance is 1% off the bell curve, right? Or 2 or 3% off the bell curve. What does that do for you, right? Getting something to happen 47% instead of 44% of the time on the regular. What does that do? That's a real thing, if that's possible. So anyway, the word belief is what I'm having a trouble with, because belief belies faith. Faith means that there's nothing there that you can tangibly look at. I can look at this and see what I'm doing. I can see that I'm bad at it, but tangibility means it's a thing. It's not like there's a like I said, not like there's aliens that we don't believe in or not out there. It's I'm looking at physics, and I believe that physics can be overcome or worked with, and that's what it is. So there. Anyway, I don't like the word belief. Belief is a fuzzy word, and I think we should talk about possible or impossible, not belief or non-belief. I say this all the time, y'all. Words matter. Words matter. So let's stop using I don't believe in it. Let's talk about whether it's possible or not. And if it's possible, how possible is it? If it's 1% possible, that's 1%, right? I'd like to be able to talk in those terms versus idiot or idiot. Which kind of idiot are you? That's what I want to get away from that talk. Anyway, there's my daily dose of DI today. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to address the words, because I think the words are important to this conversation, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm going to keep on going on the DI talk, because until I have something tangible, numbers wise, I think it's worthwhile talking about. At some point, maybe that'll change. We'll see. But that's where we are today. All right. Yeah, Waylon, I love you, man. Believe or not believe, just make that money. Just make the money, right? And again, I say this all the time. How often do I say I want a consistent 7, right? I want a consistent 7 all the time. I'm going to show you some betting, maybe not today, but I'll show you the strategy that I like to play the most, right, is a 5-hit strategy, right? You know that I can make money in 3 hits. I've gone from making money in 3 hits to like making money in 3 hits and then reinvesting for 2 more and really, really crashing the system out there. 3 to 5 hits. That's what I'm looking for. Consistent 3 to 5, not sometimes 2 and sometimes 10. I want 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 every single time. That's what it's all about to me. The consistency of this. That's what a 3% variance looks like. If I can create a 3% variant, I know that I can live in that world. And that's kind of, to me, worth pursuing. I'm not out here trying to be a sniper. I'm just not. So, all right, guys, that's it.